If you are selling books on Amazon and you only price your inventory once, I guarantee you can increase your sales without putting in extra effort, even with the same inventory you already have. The question is, how much money are you leaving on the table right now? Because I'm going to show you exactly what's happening and more importantly, how to fix it. Watch till the end and you'll understand why and how. For those who don't know me, I'm Ömer. I've sold millions of books online over the last 10 years. I'm also one of the co-founders of Bookz Pro, which is an all-in-one software built specifically for online booksellers. I didn't start here. I started as someone making the exact mistake I'm about to show you. And it cost me more than you would think, which is why I had to figure out what actually moves the needle. That one metric is sell-through rate. It's just how many books you sell every day compared to how many total books you have listed for sale. Higher sell-through rate means you move more of your inventory in a given period. That means cash comes back faster. And when cash comes back faster, you reinvest faster. That's how your business actually grows. But here is what most sellers miss. If your inventory isn't moving, all that money is just sitting there, not growing, not compounding. It's the capital that could be working for you, but instead, it's just dead weight. Picture this. Two sellers buy 100 different books. They both have the same books, same buy cost, same seller feedback, same healthy account metrics, and they are selling both on the same platform, Amazon. Seller A sets prices once during the listing, never touches them again, and hopes it works. Seller B, on the other hand, watches the market constantly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 360 days a year. Seller B sees when competitors change prices, when they sell through the inventory, when they raise prices, and adjusts accordingly. Not just for one listing, but all of them. Same 100 listings, same platform, they are paying same fees. But seller B sells way more units every single day because their entire inventory stays competitive no matter what's happening in the market. By the end of the month, seller B has turned that inventory twice. Seller A is still sitting on 70% of their stock, wondering why things are not moving faster. By the end of the year, seller B has reinvested their profits multiple times. Their business has grown exponentially. Seller A is still wondering why they are not growing, even though they're just working just as hard. I was seller A for a long time. I couldn't grow because of it. I thought the problem was my sourcing. I thought I wasn't finding the right books. It wasn't any of that. The painful truth, your price stops being competitive the second you stop watching it. And if you are not watching constantly, you are bleeding sales. You'll never even realize you missed. A repricer fixes this. But let me tell you what happens when you try to do this manually. No human can manually check hundreds or thousands of listings constantly. Especially if you have over 100,000 listings like I did on my Amazon account, it's literally impossible. Even if you tried your hardest, you would stay competitive maybe 50 or 60% of the time, which means 40 or 50% of your entire inventory is sitting there invisible, not selling, because they are not at the right price. You would also lose hours every week doing this manually. 3, 4, 5 hours of your week, depending on how many listings you have. The time you could have spent sourcing for better inventory. This is the time you could have spent listing more products. The time you could have spent with the people you actually care about. But here is what actually happens. Those hours you are not watching, you are invisible on Amazon. Your competitors aren't sleeping. They are adjusting. They are staying competitive. You are falling behind. You miss the sales opportunities. Sometimes you miss a sale that only comes once every 6 months on a long tail items with like 3 million average sales rank. And you don't even know it happened. That's why you need automation that never skips a beat. That's the foundation of everything that comes next. There is one listing for each book on Amazon, usually, but there might be 100 sellers selling that exact same copy. They are selling at different prices. They have different feedbacks, different account metrics, different buy costs, different shipping speeds. They are shipping from different addresses. Customers don't want to sort through the 100 options. It is too much friction. So Amazon solved this problem with something called the buy box. The seller with the best combination of price, feedback, and speed gets the buy box. That's the add to cart button customers see and click first when they decide to buy. It's right there, no digging. And here is the critical stat. 90% of the Amazon purchases happen through the buy box. If you are not competitive, you are not in it. Buyers don't even notice you exist. Your listing becomes completely invisible to the buyers. That's why almost all serious booksellers who actually grow use Repricer Automation for this exact reason. They understand the game, stay competitive or stay invisible. But if you are not automating while they are, you are only competing when you are watching. They are competing while you sleep. But here is the thing, does one repricing rule work for every situation? No. And that's where most sellers get stuck. They think one repricing rule works for everything. It doesn't. Let me show you why. You have a book that sells hundreds of copies a month. You own one copy. The buy box rotates between sellers constantly. If you get the buy box for 10-20 minutes a day, that's enough to sell that one copy at a solid margin because it has a strong demand. There is no reason to race to the bottom. Now take a completely different book. This one sells once in every 6 months. Your competitor undercuts you by 10 cents and gets that sale. Now you are waiting again 6 more months of nothing while they are reinvesting that cash, growing their operation, compounding their advantage. You are just waiting. But here is what the math actually shows. You would make more total profit, pricing it 10 cents cheaper. You would get that cash back sooner. You would reinvest into more inventory faster. You would free up space. Over a year, your total profit is higher. Most sellers don't see this because they price everything the same way. That's the trap. Same product type, completely different strategies, as you see, are being used. Storage fees are silent killer. Imagine you listed a book over a year ago. It has been sitting in Amazon's warehouse the whole time. Every single day, Amazon is charging you to keep it there. It's eating your profit silently. You already gave it a fair chance to sell. Now it's time to price it low and get it out. Clear the space. Get the cash back. Meanwhile, you listed another book last week. That one you can afford to be patient with. You can price it normally, wait for the right buyer. Same product type, totally different approach. Then there's the quantity parameter. You have one copy of a book, you can wait, hold the price, get the best margin possible. But you have 5 copies of the same title, your whole strategy changes. You need to move them before they become outdated or accumulate storage fees. Price them to move. Get that capital back in your pocket and reinvest into a better inventory. A repricer handles all of this automatically. It knows your quantity, it knows your inventory age for all of your items, it knows how frequently each of the item is being sold. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to track any of it. It just handles in the background. That's how it should work. Getting here took me years of mistake. Let me show you what I went through. The first repricer I used was called Be Cool back in 2016. My sales jumped at first. I was excited. I thought I would finally solve the problem. Then something weird happened. I realized I was selling some of the books at a loss, and I couldn't figure out why. I was stressed, I was losing money I couldn't afford to lose. Finally, I figured it out. The software didn't know where to stop. It kept lowering prices until it hit the rock bottom. It kept going and going until my margins disappeared. I lost a lot of money that way. Then I learned that I had to manually set minimum prices for over 2,000 listings individually. That took days of work. The software couldn't do it automatically. Then I realized something frustrating. I just spent weeks of solving a problem that should have been solved automatically. That's when I tried other repricers. Some were better, some had better features, but none of them understood what booksellers actually need. Then I met 2 gentlemen in Las Vegas in 2017. They were from a software called Needlescan. This one had the best capabilities I had seen so far. I was impressed. I loved it. $1,000 setup fee and then 2% of my sales. It was expensive, yeah, but way better than the others for a while. I thought this was finally it. Finally, the tool that would solve everything. But then I started hitting walls. It was hard to set up. It was hard to make changes. It couldn't change prices instantly. It was missing features I thought were essential. I had asked for improvements. I was told it was technically impossible. Either they didn't care or they didn't have the talent to build what I needed. So I was stuck, paying thousands of dollars a month for a tool that didn't do what I actually needed. That's when I realized something. There is no Repricer built by people who actually understand what booksellers really go through. So we decided to build it ourselves into Bookz Pro. We switched from Needoscan to our own software. The difference was immediate. We saved thousands of dollars a month. Sales went up, margins got better. So we asked some booksellers we knew if they would test it. They tried it, they loved it, they told other people. That's how it grew. No fancy marketing, no influencers, just word of mouth from people getting real results. And we stayed focused on the same thing, making sure our users actually succeed. A good Repricer makes smart decisions automatically. Ours does three things most don't. First, it proactively raises prices when it's safe. Most Repricers only lower it. Ours watches the market and raises your prices without dropping you out of the buy box. Second, it gets you out of the price wars on high competition risk listings. When there are too many price changes in a short period, it pauses and lets the market settle. It protects your margins instead of racing to the bottom by joining the crowd. Third, it's scenario-based and dynamic. You create scenarios once, not just one for fast movers and one for slow movers. Hundreds if you want. You combine parameters like inventory age, quantity, buy box existence, whether there is an FBA offer or not, gaps between the offers, sales velocity with the average sales rank. One scenario for books listed for over 2 years ago, another for items with no FBA offers, one for buy box on merchant fulfilled offer, one for items with no buy box at all, one for sales rank between 1 million to 2 million, any combination you want. The possibilities are limitless. Our Repricer automatically picks which scenario fits each book at certain moments. Same book can switch scenarios as conditions change. You don't manage anything, it just adapts it. We also offer ready-to-use scenarios. Just book a demo on our website and request the templates. We will load proven scenarios into your account. Everything improves when pricing works. Sell-through goes up. Cash flow improves. You reinvest faster. The business grows. If you want to try Bookz Pro, there is a link in the description. During the onboarding, we can load you the repricing rules I use to build my business. You are starting with what works. No guessing, no wasted months. If you take one thing from this video, pricing once and walking away costs you more than you realize. Your price stops being competitive the second you stop watching it. And watching hundreds, even thousands of listings manually isn't realistic. But here is what changed things for me. Understanding that one pricing rule doesn't work for everything. A fast seller needs something different than a slow seller. Any FBA listing is different than one gathering storage fees. One copy plays different than 5 copies. When your repricing understands the context, the quantity, age, demand, everything, it makes smarter decisions. Your sales grow, your margins stay strong. You are not grinding every day adjusting prices, but you are competing while you sleep. Your business actually grows. That's the real difference between surviving and scaling. And that's why, as a bookseller, you need an automated repricer. Not just to compete today, but to stay ahead for the long game. As always, I'm rooting for your success, and I will see you in the next video.